Hey, Portland here with Portland Metro Records, and we are at the Garages in Lake Oswego. Our guest today, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
DaBoyLaLa, Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon.
Awesome. We've known each other for years.
Absolutely.
Finally, we got to meet each other at the
Yes, sir.
Afro Man show.
Yes, sir.
And you brought so much energy to the show. Just the build-up of, this person coming on, it felt pretty good. Next person. Everybody kept bringing it. And then finally, you bring on, is it Lady Dreamer as well?
Lady Dreamer. Yeah, we actually have a couple songs together.
That was amazing. I came with a bunch of friends. Josh from Fear of Falling Photography, thank you so much for coming out and shooting the show. And it was amazing. I had to sit down with you and talk to you.
Yep.
You have a ton of stuff going on. I mean, not just a little bit. You just got back from New York like days ago.
I got back from New York yesterday.
Okay. You are releasing the new album.
The new album is coming in November.
You are going on Cross the Street with Jimbo.
Yes, so shout out to Jimbo too.
Yeah.
Everything that you've been doing for community, we all appreciate it, man.
I gotta say, Cross the Street, you guys are doing amazing things. Thank you for all that you do.
And it's actually crazy because I saw him when he started. When he first started it up. Like, you know what I mean? 0 subscribers. He started dropping these first things. You know what I mean? It started, like anything you start from the bottom, it starts a little slow. You can't get discouraged. He didn't get discouraged because he's a grinder.
Yeah,
he's used to being a grinder, you know what I mean?
Worker,
so once the numbers start going up and stuff, I tapped into almost every single one. Like, you know what I mean?
The first one I watched was Skylar Ray, and he's making Kool-Aid. Dude, he dumps a whole thing of sugar in there.
I think I seen that. That was the one that was in the park. You're on a bench.
Everybody's like, are you sure that that's not too much? And Skylar just poured. That was awesome.
Actually, I saw him online for years, and I know he's a grinder too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Skylar?
shout out Skylar, man,
Yeah.
and Kayla, man. They're an amazing, talented duo.
They're a force.
Couple, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually, he jumped on, I think, like 3 or 4 stops of the Afro Man tour that I was just on.
Yes.
So I got to meet him in person. It was finally like, we've seen each other for years, you know, but it was finally like, hey, bro, nice to meet you in person. I want to see you do your thing. You know what I mean? And it was like, you know what I mean? And then we both killed it. And afterwards, it's just, you know, he's good energy, man. He's good energy.
One thing I love about the music community here in Oregon is it is really supportive. Yes, there are some people, but for the majority of it, everybody's supportive. Everybody
Absolutely.
is nothing but love. I wanted to talk to you because I've seen you work.
This year's been crazy.
Just some celebrations. One, you opened up for Afro Man. I mean, from day one of doing your music to finally now doing this, I know it's been a grind. Tell me a little bit about what that looks like.
It's crazy because I remember listening to Afro Man on my way to high school. Like, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like Colt 45 because I got high
Me too.
Palmdale.
Yep.
Like, you know, liquor store. Like, and it was just crazy that everything that I've done and my efforts that I've put in, and I don't feel shy about saying it, I've grinded my ass off for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was telling you a little earlier, I know you guys don't know, but I've been making music since I was 19. I'm 32 now. So I've been making music for 12 years, and I would say I've been making music even before that, but 19 years old is when I did my first show. You know what I mean? So I've been performing at shows for years, and just for the fact that it made it all worth it when I got this opportunity to go on tour with Afro Man and stuff. It was just like, I just want to tell everybody, like, never give up. Like, it might seem impossible sometimes. Like, I felt like quitting multiple times, but I feel like I can't quit because music's just in my blood. Like, you can't quit something that you're going to do anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And no matter what, I'm always going to be making music. So I'm just blessed that I'm given the opportunity to put a roof over my head from my music. You know what I mean?
That is super awesome. I know tons of people that get frustrated, just have to hit the reset, like, you know what, let me quit music for a while, I'm done with this. And then the ones who are truly passionate, they come back and like, you know what, it's not about all that. It's not about the fame. It's about getting on stage and that adrenaline. So what I find is the people that are here for the music, that success just naturally happens.
I 100% agree with you. Like, I feel like a lot of the people that, you know, like I said, I've been in this for like 10, 12 years. I've seen people come in, try it, and leave.
Yeah.
Just in the time frame that I'm still here. And it's because ultimately it comes down to what I've seen, like a common difference between it is they came into it for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like a music thing, and then, or it wasn't like they were really about music, it was in them and they just did it. It was like maybe something like, oh, I want popularity, or I want
money.
Yeah, I want money, or I want clout, or I want girls or something, and they see some people do it online and be like, oh, well, I could do that. And then they do it, but those are the type of people that fizzle out because they were never really in it for the right reasons. Like, you know what I mean?
And industry secret, I can hear the lyrics when you are just trying to make money or you're passionate about the music. I could hear your
for sure.
emotion. I could hear it in a guitar. When you're playing a guitar,
absolutely.
and then perfect
you can tell when people are trying. Like, you know what I mean? But you can tell when people are saying, like, because there's a big difference of an artist that is like, makes music out of their soul and they just put it out and people just happen to like it, versus an artist that's like, what do people want to hear?
Yes.
Let me make music towards what people want to hear. And they think they're like, they hit all the categories. Oh, I'm talking about, you know, making money, getting girls and clubbing and the high life and stuff. And then they wonder why it doesn't hit. And it's because when you talk about something passionately yourself, it's always, people can feel that vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people can feel it when you're actually about it and when you're doing it for other reasons. And I feel like that's a lot of the reason why my circle is very small, because I'm the type of artist that, like I said, I'm going to be doing this regardless. Like, whether I got signed or not, whether I made it or not, whether I did this or not, I already know that I would still be doing this anyways. And when I meet certain artists, I can tell within the first minute, just from how they act and what they say, if you're actually
100%.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
That's the reason why my circle is very small. And there's a lot of talented artists in Portland. Like, you know what I mean? But there's also a lot of people that I think are in the game for the wrong reasons.
Sure.
But time will always tell. Like, you know what I mean? Because you'll see them fizzle out, and at that point, it's just like there's a reason they fizzle out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of your small circle, you also celebrate getting signed.
Yes.
And in terms of your record label, it's not a very small label, but you got some heavy hitters, and it's not like we signed everybody. It is.
Oh, trust me. We have a line around the block of people that after we started doing our things that want to be a part of us and get signed and work with us and stuff. And there's a lot of artists that we have eyes on right now. You know what I mean? But like, as an independent label, we wanted to start small. And so shout out Deborah Howard.
Yes.
She's the one that runs all of Studio 21. She's the one that signed me, that signed the other people that are on my label, and she is just an angel on earth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she was one of the only people that I've ever met in my life that I can tell that she was here for the music. It wasn't anything else. It was literally the music. Like, we've worked with people before that are more business savvy, and when we started the label, it was like, okay, this is how to do it from a business perspective, and and I agree with that, because once you become a label officially, you want to be a business. But I also believe a lot in the artist, and I believe a lot in like true music, and there's so many things that money can't buy. You know what I mean? And so like somebody we used to work with, like, he's still doing things right now. He's doing big things right now. I'm not gonna say any names, but he's doing big things right now. But we had just a cordial breaking off.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Happens all the time.
And I get it, and I understand it, and I respect it. But I'm just happy to be a part of a label that focuses on the music and focuses on the passion versus like dollars. Because how I look at it is, once you put all that in, people, like I said, people feel energies. It's gonna bring in revenue.
The money comes.
You know what I mean? So I already know. Like, shout out to my label mates, man. We got some heavy hitters. I'm sure that you guys have heard of them. Caleb Wildcard, Roulette Delgado, Lady Dreamer is like the newest one. She did music a while back, like 4 years ago. This is a crazy story too. About 4 years ago, I made a song with her. We met, and the first night we made a song.
Nice.
And it was awesome. And I was like, dang, this girl is something special, you know? And she ended up moving to Seattle, you know what I mean, like dealing with like family stuff and whatnot. And I had opportunities to make a song with Afro Man. And so this chorus came up to me in my head, but I heard a girl voice. I heard his low voice and a girl high voice and them harmonizing for the chorus, and it would sound really dope.
All right.
And so the first person I thought of was Lady Dreamer. So I didn't talk to her for 4 years. And I just randomly went on Instagram. I was like, I'm just gonna voice call her. I mean, video chat her, see if she answers. I don't know what she's been doing the last 4 years, you know? A video chat her, she answers out of the blue. Hey, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in such a long time.
Nice.
I was like, dude, I haven't seen you too. I know this sounds really crazy, but would you want to get on a song with Afro Man and me? And she goes, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
say no?
yeah. And she goes, absolutely. She dropped everything she did. She came back down 2 days later, and then, yeah, we made the song with Afro Man, and then she met Deb, and Deb was just fell in love with her right when they met,
Sure.
and was like, I know that you're not as experienced as these others, but she knows when she sees talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now she got behind her, you know what I mean? And then everything, like she's probably done the most with the little time that she's got than a lot of people I know. Cause you know what I mean? Like she came back into it and immediately got Afro Man feature, went on tour Afro Man, performed on stage with Afro Man.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
shout out to
You're
Lady
sitting here
Dreamer,
like,
you're
man.
a grinder. And it seems like everybody's fallen in love with her too,
Yeah.
because you know what I mean? Like ever since she started getting back into it, there's so many Portland artists that have been hitting her DMs. Like, I need you on a song, you know, I need you on. So I'm just happy that she's finally getting what she deserves, because she's really talented and passionate, but it's like sometimes life things come into it where you can't follow your passion because you have to have other responsibilities like kids or stuff, you know what I mean? So for the fact that she's still able to do this and still be able to be a mother to her kids is really inspiring to me, and I just really respect that. So it's Lady Dreamer, Caleb Wildcard, Roulette, and me on Studio 21 right now.
Nice.
And we're starting small, but we're making waves. You know what I mean? We're definitely making some waves.
Oh, you guys have definitely made some waves. Everybody who you talked about, yeah, I've seen Roulette. I've known for years, kind of the same thing. And first time I saw him was at the Afro Man show, and I gotta say, what I knew about him, what I heard about him, and then to see him live, I'm like, that was totally different. I knew it was great, but yeah,
That was like, he's amazing.
he's amazing.
Like,
yeah.
he's literally amazing. And like, when I say that, it's like, people don't understand until they see him live.
Yeah,
Like I said, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like,
his
mad love to
beat
Roulette.
and his vocals and his energy and his dance, like everything together is like, yeah, that's a full package.
And he's actually like, he's a insanely talented songwriter, because I'm not gonna drop names or anything, but he has written songs for other people in Portland.
Nice.
Like, you know what I mean? That people
Yeah.
don't even know that he wrote it, and they're fire. You know what
Sure.
I mean? So it's like, dang, bro, you really do got it. Like,
Yeah.
Roulette has it. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he got the star power, he got the look, he got the mentality. And when I say mentality, is because people don't even realize once you're at like the certain level, you have to be mentally strong, because you have everything in the world trying to break you.
Sure.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You have haters, you have circumstances that arise that you're not ready for, you have competition bashing
Yeah.
your name, you got all types of stuff. So it's like, you really, it's more than just like the skill in rapping. You need to be mentally prepared
Yeah,
for it. You know what I mean?
And it's tough to say, you know, time to go to bed at a certain hour and don't go to this party and, you know, focus on the music. I've seen a lot of artists get burnt out with just the after party. So
Yep. No, for sure. And which is actually crazy. Shit, I remember the last time I partied, like ever since I got back into the music, it was, first off, I ain't rich. You know what I mean? So it's like, I ain't even really got time to spend money at a party or a bar for the same people I've seen for the last 10 years. And you know what I mean? They're not really, I'm at a point in my life where everything I do right now is about growth. If I can't grow through it, not that I don't even want to, I can't do it. Like, my mind won't let me do it. Like,
Okay.
every move I make, it has to be progressive. You know what I mean? And if it's not, it's like no hard feelings to the friends that want to go party or this or that. But it's like, I'm at a point in my life where I've got this very special, rare opportunity. And if I don't live up or appreciate that the way I need to, I feel like I'm disrespecting who gave me the opportunity.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if I was given this opportunity that I've been praying for my whole life, you'll be damn sure that I'm gonna put my whole life towards it, you know?
Yeah, and I think every artist has a certain part in their career. I know a lot of people, when they first start out in music, it is having fun with your friends, and that's kind
sure.
of the fun. And then you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I want to start making money and doing this for real. So
I think this is a good point or a good time to bring up how I started.
please.
So what I think, so I've always done music. My brother started doing music in high school, and he was actually my whole inspiration to start doing music. Like, he rapped in high school and stuff, and he had a little clique with his friends, and they would go around high school and sell mixtapes. You know what I mean? They would sell a little CD with a few songs in it for $3 and just flip them at like lunchtime. You know what I mean? And then ever since that, I would see him come home after school, because I was a little brother. My brother is 3 years above me. So I was the little brother, and I always came home, and him and his friends were in the studio just doing that, and then I started writing myself, you know, in my own room, because I was like, oh man, this is so cool, you know? And so I started writing in my own room, and then I realized I was really good at it. You know what I mean? I was like, I awkwardly am naturally talented at this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no cockiness in when I say that.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean? And so I just started doing it, and I was just making music for myself, because like I said, when you're a real artist and you do it you're just doing it for you. You know what I mean? So I just used to make music for myself, and I had a really bad breakup with I want to say this was when I was like 19 years old.
Okay.
Because that's when this all started. And actually, no, this was when I was 18. And I had a really bad breakup, and I made a song about it. And I just put it on YouTube and didn't tell nobody. I didn't know how to work ads at that point or anything like that. So I just put it on because I was pissed off, you know. Oh, F this girl. I can't believe she did this. Oh, the world's going to know. Like, you know what I mean? So I put this up, and the next morning I like woke up and it's like 2,000 views. And I'm like,
Nice.
And I'm like, how? I was like, I didn't even tell anybody about this. Like, you know what I mean? And then randomly, I got hit up from, which was my first manager when I was younger. Her name's Dawn Jackson. And shout out to you, Dawn. I would not be anything right now if it wasn't for you. You changed my life, and I wish you the best, and I hope everything's going good with you. But this woman named Dawn Jackson hit me up out of the blue. Got a weird number. I answered, hello? Hi, is this... And back at that point, I went by Lala Boy. I switched my names a couple times, and I'll tell you why later. But she goes, is this Lala Boy? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, I know this sounds weird, but my name is Dawn Jackson, and I came across your song on YouTube, and it really hit me. Have you ever thought about doing this? And at that point, I was in Clark College. I went for automotive. I did a year of automotive, and then I switched majors to computer tech, because I'm secretly actually a computer nerd.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I went from automotive and I switched to computer tech. I think I had like a quarter left on my computer tech to get my degree. But I was having a hard time getting into the math class that I needed at that point, where it was overflowed. So I wasn't even sure if I was able to get into the class. And that's what she called, or she just happens to come into my life then and was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? And I was like, doing what? She said, you know, like music, like shows and like albums and stuff. And at that point I was oblivious towards everything, and I was like, honestly, no. Like, I don't even know where to start with that, you know. I was like, I honestly just made a song about my ex-girlfriend and put it online because I was pissed off, you know. And she was like, well, I believe in you and I would like to meet you. And then I was like, okay. And then we end up meeting, and obviously she didn't have like a record label at that time, but she was willing to invest in me, like, you know. So once I met her, she's like, yeah, I really like your songs. And then she had all these plugs and just started putting me on shows. Like, you know, started putting me on shows, sending me to universities to do shows, paying for music videos, pretty much everything, you know, where I was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe somebody met me off YouTube and believes in me this much. Like, she doesn't even know me that much, you know? And that's how I started, man. Like, I did that for like maybe till 19, till about 22. And then 22, she had some just personal life stuff that happened with her, and she had to dip out and move to Nevada.
Oh, wow.
So at that point I was nervous because I didn't even choose this path, but she got me started on it, and now she left. So I'm like,
Independent.
What do I do now? You know, what do I do now? Like, and it was so crazy, but I found my way. Like,
Nice.
you know what I mean? I found my way because I had too much of like momentum going where I was like, all of this didn't happen for no reason, you know? So this is maybe the universe, God testing me, saying, hey, I gave you a little piece. Let me see what you can do on your own. So I'm like, okay, I got to rise to the occasion. So I just, you know what I mean? And since then, it was just like, I was doing all these shows. And then when I met Deb, it was like a dawn. It was like a dawn on steroids. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is like, Dawn helped me out so much. And I really appreciate her. But Deb took helping me to another level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like a whole nother level. And I'm just so blessed that she's willing to, or when she met me, that she was willing to like meet me and really believe in me and invest in me the way that she's invested in other artists. And I will never take that for granted. And to the point where, because when I met her, she wasn't a label.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? She was just a really kind-hearted woman that loves music. And she just wanted to help musicians. And I was like, wow, like, I didn't even think people like you exist.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, wait, so what do you want from me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the fine line? And literally no fine line. She was just like, I just believe in you and I want you to succeed. What can I do to help type thing? And I was like, oh my God, like, wow. And then, so when we started doing stuff like the last year, because Studio 21 just became an LLC, a label officially like this year. But we've been working with her for like 2 years. So the first year when it happened, we started getting the ball rolling so much to the point where we're like, why don't we just make this a label? Like, you know what I mean? Let's get our LLC. You know, we already have the venue and the studio.
Yeah.
Let's get an engineer to come here every week and he can run the studio recording stuff and we can take a piece, but we can pay him and let's make this a real thing. And she was like, all right, let's do it.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God, she's actually down. And then, yeah, so that's how Studio 21 was born. And then, you know what I mean? And it was funny too, and I like that she did this because, and this is a true story. So Caleb and Roulette got signed before me. Like, we all put it online at the same time, but we said that we're signing Studio 21.
Okay.
But technically none of us were signed at that point, like on an actual contract. And so Roulette and Caleb got signed before me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like salty about it a little bit, like, you know what I mean? But I wasn't, because they're also very talented and they put in, at that point, they definitely put in more work than me. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get at your guys' level and work harder. You know what I mean? And at that point, I was shooting videos because, you know, I like doing videography. So I was shooting videos and editing videos. I was basically helping a lot of people before myself. Where one day Deb just sat me down and was like, hey, you've been helping out with everybody but yourself. Imagine if you were to put all of this energy into yourself, where you'd be at right now. And I was like, shit, I never thought about it like that, because I like helping people, especially people on my team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have a trip and you can't find a videographer, you need some B-roll or something, I'm probably going to be the first one to say, hey, I'll come. I'm down to film. You know what I mean? And so then when we made that switch, she's like, no, I don't care. I'm gonna get Roulette and Caleb their own videographers. I want you to focus on music. I am not being sarcastic when I say this. She has locked me in the studio before and told me, you're not leaving until you get this album done. And then that's when, you know what I mean? I was gonna sign, but I didn't actually see a physical contract yet. And she said, and then she sent it to me. I feel like it was almost like a little bait. She sent it to me and I signed it and I sent it back and she said, okay, I'm not gonna sign this until you're done with your album. So I was like, shit, okay.
I remember one point you were stuck in the studio, I want to say day 3.
Bro, she literally locked me in with, like, I'm not even kidding, like a metal chain. Like, she put that shit on because that's how much she believed in me. And she was just like, he's just ADD as shit. He needs to get this done. Bro, she put a chain on the door and literally locked me in. And the crazy thing is, the week that she did that, I got 7 songs done in a week. So then at that point, I was like, what the hell? I was like, if I would have spent this time on myself this whole time, I probably would have had like 3 albums done by this time. You know what I mean? But right now, I just thank God she did that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm a hardhead, I get it. You know what I mean? And maybe that is what it takes to make me hit my full potential or whatever. And I'm glad she did it because it also showed me like what I can do myself if I really put my mind to it and stuff. So
Yeah.
shout out to Deb again. Deb,
Yeah,
you're an
of
angel.
course.
Thank you for giving me tough love. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. Because now we have a beautiful album. So like I said, my album's done. It's going to be dropped in November. It's already done. It's been done for like a month or so, but I need to do the rollout correctly. So you know what I mean? We're probably going to take 3 singles from the video or from
Nice.
the album, make videos for them, drop those videos, and then drop the album.
Do it right. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what people miss.
Oh,
People care about the recordings too much, and they don't even know that you should be spending like just as much as on recording the shit as you are to marketing it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
'Cause-
That's a tough one. I see people spend 3 months recording it and then just drop it on all
Drop it out
platforms.
without saying anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they
It's-
pull a Drake, but it's like you
You're
pull a
not
Drake, but
Drake.
you're not Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want to do that, I don't want to hear no whining about why you didn't get plays. You know what I mean? Because it's like you didn't take the time to really put in a marketing strategy. So, you know, live and learn from this album. Now, when you drop the next album, don't do the same thing.
You know,
So-
and there's so much to learn that's just one aspect. Then you go into, you know, where do I license my music? You know,
where do I publish it? Who do I use to distribute it?
yeah, how long do I plan this thing? Is it, you know, like these next month, or is it a whole year of planning? And the people
Sometimes it is a whole year. You know what I mean? Sometimes people drop an album, then drop a music video for a song every month.
yeah,
But it's like your album got 12 songs on it, so that's
Yeah.
a year worth of, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely. Everything was already made for the music video, so drop the single, do that on BMI, drop another single on ASCAP,
Mm-hmm.
shoot the video, and finally release the CD in a year.
Yeah.
And it's pretty successful that way. It's
Yeah,
just
for
that
sure.
time to invest in all of that hype.
It's like finding that formula. You know
It
what I
is,
mean? I
yeah.
feel like that's the main thing of all of us artists. You know what I mean? We're all trying to find the formula. We're all trying to find out how to beat the algorithm. We're all, you know,
Absolutely, and the one thing is, you know, you get excited about an album. I get it. So dropping it the next day when it's done,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get
Trust
it.
me, man. I've wanted to drop multiple of my songs months ago but I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
tough.
drop it without marketing because
It's
I
tough.
want it. Like the time and effort and money that was put into this album, I will not drop it on some fugazi stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything is going to be planned, strategized. It has to be. You know what I mean? So,
Obviously, you're doing your album release at Studio 21.
yeah, probably
Yeah,
get Studio
yeah.
21. Yep.
Awesome.
And yeah, you'll get an invite. Obviously. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, thank
Absolutely,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're a small little venue, and you know, it's kind of where not much music stuff is going on, which is Kelso. But I feel like that's why she wanted to build it there, because we needed somewhere. Because there's artists everywhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you need to have somewhere where artists can go and just release, and not just that. It's like bookers have hit us up because they need a place between Portland and Seattle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now they're hitting us up. Hey, I heard you guys have a venue. You know how much to book, and then we're talking business and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a small venue that's out there, but we produce some heat out of it. You know what I mean? Like we produce some heat out of it with the artists that we have right now, and it's only gonna get better from here. You know,
course.
but we're in no rush to sign anybody else.
Nice.
But we're definitely always watching. You know what I mean? We're always watching. I'm telling you guys that right now. We're always watching. So I would say keep grinding and keep doing what you're doing. And you never know, like, who could pop out one day and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I like what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Can we talk more? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
And with, the past, I'm going to say 5 years, some of the venues that went down and none of the venues that have popped up, we have the Paris Theater shut down.
yeah, I remember. I had my first tour I did in 2018 was with the Bone Thugs and the Mo Thugs, and we did like it was like a 15 or 12 or 15 thing, Washington, California, Oregon, and I performed there when they were still open. Like, you know what I mean? That was one of the stops, was Paris Theater, and actually I performed with Lady Dreamer there. She came out for that show. That was true. 2018.
Ash Street went down.
Yep, I performed there too. Ashley Saloon.
There was Rock Hard PDX, if you were into rock. That one went down.
I haven't seen that one.
And
They had remember the one that used to be the Zone, and it switched names like 3 times. First it was the Zone, then it was Oh, what else was it? Do you guys know what it would be? What was it? The Zone, something else, and then it was like venue 23 or something. But it was a really popular venue out there, open for like Bobby Bracken's out there.
Yeah, and so all those going down to see Studio 21 pop up. Really excited to see another venue,
Sure.
especially now. I didn't know this before. I thought it was only hip hop and R&B.
Oh no, it's everything.
But now I saw it's all genres. I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you see that little barbecue we had the other day?
I did.
And yeah, so that's, bro, and that's what I mean, that like Studio 21 is really about the music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we do stuff like that all the time.
Nice.
Where it's like, you know what I mean? We don't promote it as a, oh, there's the event here. It's like literally we call all our musician friends and say, hey, we got some chicken and steaks and hot dogs on the grill. Do you guys want to come and just vibe?
Yes.
And then we come vibe. Some people bring guitars, some people play drums, and we'll just go in there and just
that's
and
my
just
kind of
jam.
spot.
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the stuff I live for. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just so blessed to be even a part of this journey, you know. But it's what my soul needed.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, it's literally what my soul needed. I always prayed about, because when I had a buzz before and I was doing shows and stuff, and because this year I've opened for a ton of major artists, and this year was like the first time that I was getting put on by other people.
Mm-hmm.
All the other artists I've opened for before, I've never paid a dime. They've invited me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it was just really crazy to like, I was like, oh, so this is how it works. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, now I get it. But just when I went to Studio 21, it was just a whole different vibe. Just when I went there, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I'm happy that we're making waves. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're just like we're just a small little independent label. But shoot, when I went on tour with Afro Man, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, we had people in like totally other states and other cities. Like, oh, I've heard about Studio 21. And we're like, wait, what? Are you sure? And they're like, yeah, in like Kelso or something. I was like, yeah, what the hell? How do you know about this? Like, we're definitely making noise. So
I do think we need to wrap it up, because I see the sound engineer getting set up for
Sounds
a show.
good, brother.
But thank you so much for coming out. And,
Absolutely, anytime, man.
It's long overdue. I appreciate it.
Hopefully you can just come to Studio 21 sometime, and we can just do a group interview with the whole team.
That would
You
be
know what I
awesome.
mean?
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, man. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thank you again, Shane, for
All right,
having me.
thank you.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
Awesome. All right, take care, guys. Thank you.